Right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to shot blast the inside of my water tanks. I say shot blast, wet blast today. So this is my Karcher K4, cheap little pressure washer I managed to pick up. I haven't got a huge amount of water pressure, but I'm using one of these Karcher Wet Blast attachments. So this is the fine grit that Karcher supplies, so it's safe for, yeah, it's not going to cause me silicosis or whatever it's called. So it just goes on to the end of the Karcher pressure washer like this, and the grit comes down there, mixes with the water and comes out the end. I've been quite surprised about how quick it picks up the grit, because I was worrying about that. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pressure wash inside my water tanks, because I was a little bit worried about the quality of my welds around the edge. It seemed to be quite difficult to get that perfect seal against diesel mixed with petrol. So I'm a little bit worried that water might leach through in places, cause me issues. So what I've got is water tank epoxy, Sikkerguard 62. I'm just going to paint the joints. It seems like the best way to go. So yeah, the Karcher's done this really nice sort of thing. It's just given it like a rough finish. So that's basically all I wanted. That's all I was worried about, was getting this sort of rough finish on there, so that the Sikkerguard could pick up on it and have something to grip onto. So if you look there, I've acided all the welds, stainless pickle acid, and then it's given it this nice sort of gritty sort of finish. The Karcher, the wet blasting, but it's made a hell of a mess, and it's going to be difficult to get all this out. But it's given it a nice key, because this is stainless, so it's not going anywhere. The welds actually probably are I'm probably worrying about nothing, but I tend to worry about these things. So the Sikkerguard just acts as that secondary sort of backup, and just make sure nothing is going to leak out these tanks. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with how the Karcher's working. I wouldn't necessarily think that it would resolve any, take any rust or paint off. I don't know, I haven't tried it. I will be testing it. But, I don't think it's strong enough for that. I mean, I've always done proper shot blasting with massive road-going compressors on this boat, so, and the huge blast pots, and it's always worked well for me. But it costs a lot to hire the gear, and it makes a mess, and it's not always practical. If this sort of works, then I try it on the rust. A couple of patches of rust on the boat I'm a little bit worried about. And whereas I can grind them nice and clean, there's still some pitting left behind. And this might be perfect just to give it that last sort of finish off sort of thing, and get into the bits that the grinder can't get into, like the corners. There's only a few bits like that, but it might just be another sort of tool, another option. We'll find out. So I'm just about to do the back bit here. I'm having to do little sections at a time, and then clean everything out, because obviously once you've filled up the bottom with grit and water, it's not really going to work very well. So I'm just about to do this little back bit here. So it just sort of gives it that little bit of a key. Considering what I'm doing inside the boat, it's not too uncivilized. Yeah. But then you've got the joy of trying to reach down here, trying to lift it all out again. So what else could I be doing my weekend, eh? Weekend though, this is my holiday actually. It's Sunday, we've got Storm Dennis, I think it is, causing havoc out there. More joy. So this is my attempt to paint inside the tanks. So I'm using Guard 62, which is water tank safe, so we're approved for use in water tanks. It's an epoxy paint and it's just to seal it. Unfortunately it's a bit runnier than I thought, so it's got that very sort of weird bead curtain effect going on there, but it's a water tank so I don't really care. I would clean it, but I've got so much to do today. So I've got my fan heater there running only about 1500 kilowatts of heat direct into the tank on that end. There's a baffle plate and a couple of holes in between, and I've got this fan pulling the air out again. So I've got that directing the other way so that hopefully it sucks the warm air in there and pulls it through and chucks it out again. And then with all my windows open, that should give me enough ventilation for that tank paint. The thing with epoxy is you've got to make sure that you've got plenty of ventilation, because it's drawing all the contaminants, all the reactants that they have in the paint. It sort of comes to the surface over the entire drying time. It's really weird, you wouldn't think it would be the case, but even when it's touch dry, it's still giving off, it's outgassing if you like, and the contaminants are coming off. And if you don't have that ventilation, then they can rest on the surface, and when you come to do the second coat won't bond properly. And that's happened to me a couple of times before with Jotun, where I haven't had enough ventilation, and literally you can peel off the next coat, but not so easily that you can then do it easy again. No, it sort of half peels off and half sticks, and it's a nightmare. So I'm quite fussy now about getting enough ventilation to these things. I'm trying to make sure that I've got, you know, that flow through of air, plus also a little bit of heat, because I need to get the second coat on this today, and it's a 10-hour overcoating time, 20 degrees C. So I'm going to do it again tonight. It's about 10 o'clock I think now, and I'm going to do it tonight about 7 o'clock or so, just before I leave for the night. And I'm going to not stay on board, because even though it's water tank epoxy, I suspect there's some nasty stuff in there, and I think I've exposed myself to enough nasty stuff recently. I'm also doing the window holes here, painting these, so that'll stink the boat out as well.